You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home. You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
All right, welcome to the afternoon jams here at the Mason Wright Media Center. And that was if you watching online, you saw the little video of the kids from last year in Ghana, West Africa. This year we upped the ante. The kids are going to Egypt and Ghana, and just had a great meeting with the kids. I'm glad to be back in the country and haven't seen them in almost 2 months. But shout out to Big Rob. He's been meeting with him every week. So in the guests, our special guest today in the studio with us, the money lady. I call her the money lady. She looked like money. She smelled like money.
No.
But but a hard-working sister, been working hard all her life. Terri Kitchen from TLK Realtors is in the building. How you doing?
Wonderful. And how are you after your long travels?
I'm I haven't got the jet yet, Lick.
Really?
That's
You
crazy.
Don't get it?
I don't get it.
It's like a 20-hour flight, isn't it? Or close to
I
it?
did 20 hours. This 24.
Wow.
Yeah. Because we got delayed. I got delayed coming back.
24 hours.
The last 2 days I started to adapt myself to American time.
Okay.
So I try to ease myself, and then I slept on the plane.
Oh, so you got your rest.
Oh, got my rest, and then when you broke like me, you can't afford to have no jet lag. I had to get back into work.
You say I don't get a break.
Yeah,
I sleep on the plane.
Yeah, I'm a budget traveler. I'm a budget traveler, Terri. I get the best deals. I shop. I use points. I use favors.
Yeah.
One of my friends owned a condo in Zanzibar. A friend of mine's in Houston, Texas. Shout out to DJ the Money Coach, the Pom Pom Lifestyle. So he had a condo. He got condos that he leased out. He allowed me to stay there for free for a week.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, with a beautiful
was it in Zanzibar?
In Zanzibar.
And so was it off the water?
It was a 10-minute walk to the ocean.
Oh my goodness, that water looks so inviting.
It is.
So beautiful.
It is.
Oh my goodness. I wish you could show those pictures that you have captured. You have so many beautiful pictures. I'm like, I can't wait to go.
Yeah.
I'm going this year.
Yeah, I hope so.
You.
I hope so.
Yes.
And my cousin, I got to say hello to my cousin down in Houston, Texas, Taisha Montgomery. She says, does she help people all over or just Michigan or Florida? She helped people with houses because everywhere. And
yes, we can help you. So let us know your goals, your plans, and then we can get together and we'll kind of guide you through the process regardless where you're going to buy, because we can do referrals and we can match you up with a realtor that can find you what you need or list your property. And then you still are working with us. So you're getting 2 for the price of 1 because we're still a part of that mix.
There you go. Well, welcome. It's been a minute. I'm good to see you. You said we're going to talk about taxes.
Yeah, because we had the last time I was here, which was a few months ago.
A few months ago,
and we were talking about taxes. So when I went on, and I don't want to talk about anything I don't know about.
Right.
So I know generally I just couldn't name the millage, the rate that people were being taxed in each city. So I selected Northern Shores, Muskegon Heights, and Orchard View, Muskegon Township. So the Orchard View School District, City of Muskegon School District, Muskegon Heights School District, and Mona Shore School District. So if you're paying taxes to those, and I compared those so that you can see the dollar amount and the millage amount, the rate they're being taxed on. So so it's really interesting that it's not a big difference. I mean, it's not a huge difference in the amount of taxes that are being paid between these cities when you look at the principal, or we call that homesteaded, your primary residence. When we say homesteaded, that just means that the individual or the family lives in that property, and you can only have one homestead. Okay.
Right.
So, and then non-homestead, there's a huge jump in non-homestead. However, between these cities, there's not a huge variation. So if you're deciding based upon property taxes which city you should buy in, it's not a huge difference. So it's a matter of which city is suitable for your living style, your lifestyle, I should say.
So if I'm in Muskegon and my house is 100,000, I'm in Muskegon Heights, my house is 100,000. You saying that tax difference is not that major?
Right. So, in that scenario, we would say if you purchased a home for $100,000, and
Mhm.
then we're just gonna to make it simple, slice it in half. So the assessed value you're paying taxes on, 50,000, right?
Right.
And then so I have a breakdown right here, and I don't know if you can show your
And you know,
audience.
I know you sent it to Big Rob, but he was off today.
Oh,
So
that's all right.
he just have
He was with the kids,
the
but that's
kids
all right.
too.
I have to
Yeah.
switch my
Let me see if he can send me the
glasses.
email because I would love to put that graphics
Yeah,
up.
because I was gonna what I have here is that in Muskegon, with the principal residence, you would pay on $50,000 assessed value, you would pay $2,165.76. And in Muskegon Township, you would pay $1,946. And then in Northern Shores, you would pay $1,971, some change. And then in Muskegon Heights, you would pay $2,185. So, but compared between Muskegon and Muskegon Heights, 2165 and 2185, you're talking about $20 for your principal residence difference on a sales price of $100,000.
Right.
So that's $20. So if the convenience, meaning you work in Muskegon Heights or closer to Muskegon Heights, and you do a lot of other things in Muskegon Heights, it may benefit you, so you won't have to pay gas, fuel up your car as much, and do other things that's going to take up that $20 that you would pay more in taxes. So it depends on your lifestyle and where your kids or where you participate in the most activities.
You sell in the township, or the township look like they winning out there.
Well, the Muskegon Township is not, yeah, it was the lowest. It's the millage, I can check, the millage is 38.93, and that is the lowest compared to the highest for principal residence was, well, Heights and Muskegon so close, but Muskegon Heights is the highest, 43.7032 millage rate, but City of Muskegon is 43.3152. So
Does this include like the assessment that was there for the school, the taxes for the school and all that?
So I did use because you have to go, like if you're going to another school district, they may assess you differently because it'll have your assessed value plus your school library and
Yeah.
whatever additional fees or costs.
Right.
So they'll have, if you go under the michigan.gov and go to millage rate, they'll have under each, like City of Muskegon, they'll have like Muskegon Heights and then another city, because they're taxing you, they're adding on that school that maybe your
Right.
kids or something may attend. So but I didn't do it. I just went by the school district itself. So this is if you live in the City of Muskegon and your children attend
Mhm.
Muskegon Public Schools, or if you live in the City of Muskegon Heights and your children attends Muskegon Heights Public Schools, then this will be what it is. But they do have a tier for under the City of Muskegon Heights, and then it would say Mona Shores.
Okay.
And that kind of gets me
I've
to
seen
thinking that a
I've
lot
seen
of
that
people,
before.
yeah,
Yeah.
that they go to Mona Shores and somehow you're paying a little bit more for taxes or something there. So I'm not an expert on that, so I'm not going to say how they divide it, but I've seen 3 tiers under there, so I know they're separating and doing something a little bit different. So your taxes may look a little bit different from someone whose children goes to school in Muskegon Heights versus you sending yours to Mona Shores,
Okay.
because that is a factor.
So basically, and I wish we had the graphics and we would find that and share it with the public. Basically, you're saying that the tax is really the property taxes is not that different when you compare Muskegon and Muskegon Heights. It's pretty much very close.
Right. I see a larger difference between the principal and the non-homestead, which is all the other properties, anything that you don't live in. So that you see the huge gap with the red.
Okay.
You see the
Yes.
huge difference. Now there's a big difference when you're talking about that, but still the gap was about 18 average millage rate, 18 total for each city or township. And then also if you look at the prices between just the non-homestead, I mean, three for Muskegon is $3,000. For Muskegon Township is 2842. For Northern Shores is 2871, and then for Muskegon Heights it's about $3,000. So you're talking about, you know, probably $20 to, I would
Yeah.
say $5 on the lowest to $25 difference for buying commercial or a rental property or what have you. So that, I don't think the taxes should be your deciding factor. It should be your return on investment when you're doing anything other than primary residence, because your primary should be what's best for your lifestyle.
So do you think that it's a higher return on your investment when you invest in housing just for secondary, for to rent out? Are the landlords getting their money back?
I believe that depends on the type of non-homestead or secondary property. Are we just talking about single family residential home?
Yeah. Yes.
So with a single family residential home, you can have group homes. So
Mhm.
you rent the rooms out,
Right.
where if it's a 4 bedroom and you're getting 700, you're getting way more than if you just did the family home. So it depends on how they're actually renting those homes out or utilizing those homes. But I think that the return on interest depends on where the house is located, because if it's located where you have a larger pool of people that would be willing to stay there, then of course you can charge more versus being someplace where they don't want their children to go outside and play, which
Okay.
can vary block by block in certain locations. But yeah, I think you can have a return of interest that can be pretty high in either one of these cities,
Okay.
depending on usage.
I talk to landlords and they just they tell how the tenant situation,
Mhm.
the tenants is not, sometimes they have a rough time with the tenants, and at the end of the day it's like a short profit when you got to deal with damages to your house and people not paying on time, and you expected
Mhm.
to fix a lot of stuff that they created.
Yeah, yeah. I have to agree that if you don't have systems and processes in place, or you don't have a property management company overseeing this, that it could cost you more in the long run than just paying a management fee. Because when you remove yourself from the equation, um I think it's easier for people to deal with other people, because you kind of build a relationship and you'll say, oh, okay, next month or this. Whereas a property management company would, they'll be held to sending out that 7-day notice right away after the third. If you don't,
Business.
it's business. It's
Yeah.
business versus, you just relaxed on it. And then another thing I think is that inspections, like you said, and they're destroying your property. How often do they inspect? Do you inspect monthly? Do you inspect quarterly, annually? And then if that inspection is not up to par, how do you handle that?
Right.
And so if you don't have systems in place to offset those things and costs, then I think that's where the loss comes in.
There you go. Terry Lynn Kitchen's in the building. No, my cousin typed. Tasha
Oh,
said,
Tasha, can't see.
said I need her contact information. She's on Air Force veteran.
All right, Tasha. Hi, Tasha.
Yes. So can she call you? Is there a number you can give
Yeah,
out?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You can give me a call at 231-375-8779. That's our office, which is located at 2340 Glade Street. And I'll definitely I'm usually in the office to 7 p.m. I'm not there now, but I'm going back. I live there. I love doing what I do. So I will, and if I'm not there, I'm out on an appointment, I will get back with you as soon as possible.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that information with the public. Terry Kitchen's in the building. How's the market now? How's the inventory? Because I'm hearing that there's not a lot of houses. Like that's
Well,
around the country. Shortage.
I really, I'm just going to be honest with all the things that are going on right now. Um, we just surpassed 100 days with having our new leader. And I think with all the changes that are going on, some people are skeptical about making big decisions or money changes right now.
Hmm.
So, because of that, I believe that we're going to see some hesitation with people listing and selling. But overall, in the summertime, when the sun comes out and the weather is better and people are out and moving about, you have an open house, you're going to have people coming through. You're going to have people, if they see something they really like and they want to buy it and it makes sense to them, I think people are going to buy. I don't think that, you need shelter, food, water, and shelter. So I still think people are still going to buy and sell real estate. And if they move around or relocate, they're going to do that. And why do they do it more in the summertime? Because they don't have to uproot their children in the middle of a school year. They have more free time and flexibility. The weather is better. There's uh, a whole bunch of reasons why people are choosing the summertime to buy and sell. And that's why, because you have more activity, that's why things are going up, going to increase. So the sales, I believe, I am forecasting. Look, I am forecasting this. So if it doesn't happen, but I am forecasting that there's going to be an increase in sales of homes on the that's not on the market and going onto the market, an increase in the number of listings out there, increase in the number of people buying over the next 3 to 4 months. I do believe that this is the time where people are going to be selling their properties. And as far as what they're going to get for their properties, Paul, the market value of the homes are still increasing.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So if you want a house, I mean, you better get it now, because the value is still going up every month.
Wow.
So it's not like the prices are going down.
Yeah.
So if you need to buy, you need to buy now.
For it continue to go up.
It's going to continue to go up.
The question from a cousin: what do you need? What if you need help with your credit and late payments? Good question, Tasha.
Yeah, that's a great question. When I send people to different mortgage loan officers that we work with, or mortgage companies, we have a good relationship with us, and they let us know where the person is, or that prospect or client is, and then we're able to put a plan together that will address, and by seeing where you're at, your customized plan is put together so that we can know if you'll be prepared to buy in like 3 months, 6 months, or if it's going to take you a year, because what your salary is, your discretionary funds you have available to pay off or do some things may look different from someone else's. So we have to, meet with you, and I send you to a mortgage lender because they have the tools, and they can just put you in, have you do an application, and everything populates your credit report, any collections, just everything. And those are the tools that, as a realtor or brokerage, I do not have. So I partner with the mortgage person, and then we go from there.
Well, can you give out your telephone number again, Terri?
Yes, you can reach us, our office, TLK Realtors, at 231-375-8779. And we're located at 2340 Glade Street in Muskegon Heights, Michigan.
And any new housing projects that's in the area that you're excited about that you can share with us?
Well, we've been, it's a couple of them going up. I seen there's 6 going up as far as where I have involvement in them. There's going to be 6 going up through Rudy Briggs. And then we have one that we're working on still through on Yuba, 535 Yuba, new construction, pulling that permit hopefully soon.
Is that a single family home?
Yeah, single family home, 3 bedrooms, 2-car garage, 2 full, an ensuite, and then a full. So 2 full, I think they're all on, and a powder room on the main level. So you'll have 3 bathrooms on the main level. The basement will have the 9-footer ceiling so that they can finish it, and it looks like yours. Another house.
Right.
So it's really nice, and it's gonna be worth it, because what we're seeing as we pull up a home, anything similar to that one, they're going for 300,000 plus in surrounding areas. So we're going, and they are throwing up some, but they're kind of small now.
Okay. So how much you think this house gonna be?
We anticipate listing it for about 270.
269. Is that considered low end or
that's
high?
That's low end. Yeah, something like that. 3 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, cathedral ceilings, 2-car garage, basement with egress already with the what do they call it? It's roughed in,
Okay.
ready for you to just put insulation and drywall. So with something like that, that will run you over 300,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
While we speaking of housing, while I was in Ghana, I got invited to be part of a project with a big developer, and I'm so honored that she trusted me to want me to be an ambassador. And this
Wow.
project is going to be affordable housing to bring expats to Ghana,
Mhm.
and it's going to start off with just $28,000 for all-inclusive neighborhood outside the city. It's about 45 minutes outside the city, but Terry, they're creating a shopping mall. It's going to be shopping centers. They're going to have an entertainment venue. It's going to have exercise facility. It's going to be a gated private community
Community.
and about 1,500 housing.
For
And
how many bedrooms for
that's going to be, I
28,000?
think they're 28,000 to 2 bedrooms. Then they got 3
Wow.
bedrooms, and they got 4 bedrooms. They got
Sign me up.
yeah. So I'm waiting on them to give me the permit. I gotta wait because it's in development.
Uh-huh.
And so hopefully by the fall time we're gonna have the video ready for our big festival down in Florida, and I will be the ambassador trying to get people to purchase these homes back in Ghana to come home. To come, and you can be an investor
Yeah.
who will be able to buy these properties, because I said I know some people that buy this whole strip right here. You know what I mean? just buy the strip out and resell them.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Will they allow you
They
to
allow
do
you
that?
to,
Well,
yeah.
we'll talk
Yeah,
about
they allow.
that.
Yeah. So it's an opportunity. I'm just waiting on the opportunity for them to say, go ahead, we can go public with it.
Right.
And you mentioned housing. It was exciting because I know even overseas the housing prices have went up. They went up in Africa, and to the point the locals couldn't afford to stay there.
So we have that problem too.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm saying the prices are still going up. So
Right. Tasha says, does your company help with VA loans, and what would be the minimum score required before we go?
with the VA loan, I believe they're at 600 or 620. I have one gal that did one with a 580 credit score, but that varies. See, a VA loan, you don't need any down payment, and it's a lot of other perks to that. So I would send you to the lender and see. But yes, all of my lenders, they will do a VA loan. All of them.
I got family tuning in. Hey,
Yeah.
Jennifer, I got another family tuning, a cousin in Philadelphia.
I'm read this for myself. Look, I'm taking off my readers. I can't do bifocals.
Right. So shout out to my cousin Jennifer.
Let me see who's on
Jennifer
there. Hey,
Benton.
y'all.
Yeah. So I got 2 family members. Thank you for watching.
Your family members.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's a social media guru.
Really?
Jennifer helps people. Yeah, that's what she do. She promotes entities, help their brand. And so give out your number once again before we go.
231-375-8779. That's 231-375-8779.
All right. Thank you for stopping by. It's always good to see a good sister from back in the day that's doing good. We on the same street, but we on different sides.
Yeah.
You got this side of Glade.
Mhm.
I'm on the other side of Glade.
You're on the other side, yeah. But we're still connected. We're still on the same strip.
And invested into our
community. Yes.
We both graduated from Muskegon Heights.
Yes, sir.
We both came back into the community and bought buildings in our community.
Yes.
So, all right, family, going back to my music, it's Afternoon Jams.